And that's the left back. Excitement, romance, and here we have sweet poverty. You're hitting that stuff kind of hard, aren't you, Bob?
That glass always seems to be empty lately. But you're right.
The first charm of Paris. Beginning to wear a little thin, huh?
A little.
Look, this joint's not going to do you any good. Why don't you come back to the apartment with me? The kids will sleep and Louise can fix some coffee.
Louise has been a champion since I've been here. Breakfast, dinner, so forth. She has enough to do without playing hostess forever to the old wartime buddy.
I just hate to see you down, even for the moment. Cheer up. 3 or 4 years, you'll be building skyscrapers in the Bois de Berlin.
I'm not, Joe. I love to Louise and the kids.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Hey, look, I'll call you in the morning.
Good evening, miss. I don't speak French that well, but...
Sir, you don't speak French, and I do not know you, and I don't want to know you. Good night.
Your English is excellent, at any rate.
Oui, je viens juste d'arriver. Il est en bas, près du bar, à la petite table près de la porte. C'est ça. Au revoir.
I'm sorry I spoke to you, miss. I have no right to. I haven't been in Paris very long. I was lonely. You're very pretty.
Thank you. Good night.
Good evening, Commissioner.
Bonsoir, Broussard. What happened to poor Martin? The OAS?
Apparently, he had come in only minutes before the man who killed him. He was alone, having a glass of wine. The killer walked in. He had the pistol hidden under a newspaper 6 times.
Poor Martin, he was a pleasant man. He used to like this district. Oh, he must have studied here once, I suppose.
Who was this? An American. Robert McKay. He tried to stop the killer.
Extraordinary. All right, tell me what happened here, huh?
Well, sir, it happened so fast. The place was full of students.
If this man had entered here and stolen a miserable water glass instead of shooting someone, you would have been all over him.
So, tell me what happened here tonight, huh? Before I find roaches in your kitchen.
Well, sir, there were several groups of students. This man came in, he sat down, and he was shot.
That's all. Thank you. I could have guessed as much.
Monsieur McKay, I am Deputy Commissioner Favrel of the Police Judiciaire.
I'm Robert McKay. Oh, you already know that.
Sit down, please.
Monsieur McKee, you attempted to stop the killer?
Very courageous, monsieur.
I didn't stop to think. He bumped me and I grabbed him. I don't think it was courage exactly.
Did you see the killer enter?
No. I wasn't really paying much attention.
What about the victim?
Oh. I was talking to a French girl on the phone there.
Oh? Well, then tell me exactly when did this conversation occur?
Just before it happened. She got up from the bar and went to use the phone.
Did you know that French girl?
No, sir. I was trying to strike up a conversation with her. She wasn't interested.
Oh, I see. Well, tell me, Monsieur McKee, after the shooting, everyone fled, but you remained. Why?
Well, I had nowhere else to go. I had half a bottle of wine. I couldn't afford to leave it behind. And I got a pretty good look at this man.
Oh, you did? Well, then, would you be willing to come down with me to the Quai des Orfèvres now?
At the police station?
Yes. You see, I have several books full of pictures of men who go around shooting each other. So,
Want to go right now?
if it is not inconvenient.
Oh.
Then let us go.
Who's the man under the table for?
Michel Martin. He's a deputy of the French National Assembly. Today, he eloquently defended the official government viewpoint that Algeria should be granted her independence. But defending the official government's viewpoint is occasionally fatal.
No luck, huh?
No, sir.
Oh, well, we mustn't be too disappointed because most of these are men who kill for money or during the course of their crimes, whereas the one who killed Martin imagines himself a great patriot.
Well, if there are no more books.
This girl, you know, the one that you tried to make conversation with, was she called to the telephone?
No, she was nervous and she misdialed. She had to dial a second time.
You didn't hear what she said, huh?
Why?
Well, hasn't it occurred to you that there might be a connection between this phone call made by that girl immediately after Monsieur Martin's entrance and a murder immediately after the phone call?
It's impossible.
Why? Why impossible?
Oh, she was a student.
Monsieur McKay, what if I were to tell you that I have a list of over 24 female students and teachers of the Sorbonne who are suspected of affiliation with the OAS? She might even be one of the 8 girls whom we have questioned and detained in the past 3 hours. They are just outside this office. Here. Louis, get me the girls, please. If you see her, do not identify her. Just remember her name. Mademoiselle, would you please line up? Please. Just line up. Now, as we approach you, give us your name. Whenever you are ready. Your name, please?
Gabrielle Lemont.
Marie Dupont.
Your name, please, mademoiselle.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, we have you listed here as Annette de Bourgeville. This is Jeanne-Marie Izot. Monique Lefebvre.
Simone Dumel.
Jeannette Lemont.
And this is Joséphine Lenoir. All right, thank you very much, mademoiselle. Would you mind waiting outside for a few moments, please?
Sorry, she wasn't in the room.
Wasn't she? Do you know what the young man who killed Monsieur Martin is thinking right now? He's thinking how essential it is for him to kill you. And quickly, too.
Simon?
How did you find me?
It was very difficult. I told the registration clerk that I'd been introduced to you last night at the brasserie and that you'd left your gloves behind.
I'm very grateful for what happened at the Chrysler Club. I would have been there still. Why didn't you tell them what they wanted to know?
Somehow it seemed all wrong to me. A room full of frightened strangers. A man with a machine pistol is one thing, but a girl with a soft wool sweater and plaid skirt, something else, I guess.
I must get into class.
I was wondering if perhaps I could see you again. Maybe we could have lunch somewhere.
I'm sorry. It's impossible. I'm so grateful, but I just...
There's a little cafe just across from the Place de la Concorde. I eat there every day.
Madame de Stael,
If you should happen to change your mind.
apologizing for the fact that it was long.
Maybe they'll fit.
Hastily written. In it said, quote, if I had had more time, I would have written you a shorter letter. Like George Bernard Shaw, for instance, or Strindberg. You have no objections if I continue, Mr. Mayo? Thank you. Simple instructions, and the fewer the better. This is what characterizes Shakespeare's stage direction. As an example, in Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 4, Polonius says, "Oh, I am slain." Stage direction, Polonius falls and dies. Falls and dies. No long-winded blueprints for the actor, stage manager, prop man, or for us. Why such brevity from such an inspired pen? The answer, I think, may lie in the fact that Shakespeare was a working playwright. The curtain had to go up night upon night at the Globe Theater, and plays had been promised. He could take time with his verses, but everything else had to be clear, brief, and quickly composed. So, falls and dies. But classic brevity crosses the English channel.
I can only stay a few minutes.
All right. At least you came.
I don't even know your name.
McKay. Robert McKay. What would you like?
Just a coffee.
2 coffees, please.
Oui, monsieur.
Paris, your home?
Yes.
I've only been here a couple of weeks. Not quite that yet. Last night in the cafe,
Monsieur Mackay, I had no idea that a man was going to be killed in that cafe last night.
I believe you.
I don't quite understand. If you believe that, why did you go to the Chrysler affair?
To try to identify the man who shot Michel Martin.
You can identify him?
Sure.
You told the police that?
We rode all over the sidewalk for a couple of minutes. Why?
There is a war going on in these streets. And by offering to identify the man, you become part of that war.
How do you know so much about it, Simon?
Anyone can tell you how dangerous it is to identify a man from the OAS.
All right. I'll try to be watchful. You want to go now?
No, I can't stay as long as you.
As long as I want you to. Because you're grateful. That's the only reason you came in the first place, isn't it? Okay. It was very nice to see you again.
My last class is at 6 o'clock. I catch the metro at Saint-Michel.
I've been waiting 20 minutes, Mr. Mayo. Where have you been?
I wasn't sure you were coming.
Why not? I told you yesterday I would be here.
Yes, as you told me that Michel Martin was to be kidnapped and held for ransom.
I'm sorry, the plan was changed. There was nothing I could do about it.
If it was changed. You ordered the killing.
If you've never been a leader, you cannot realize how much the leader is led. The conditions ordered it.
But...
Don't ask me more. I cannot tell you more. It's frustrating, I know, to be expected to have blind faith, but that's the way it is. And that's the way it must be.
I heard the gunfire after I left the cafe. It echoed in my mind all night long.
We're involved in a cause, my dear. The cause your father died for.
He was a soldier in battle.
So are we, all soldiers. We're the last hope. There are thousands of us all over France, in the army, in Algeria. If we fail, 15 centuries of greatness are thrown away. I know that sometimes it's a little difficult to imagine 15 centuries of greatness redeemed by Claude with a machine pistol. But he and all the others like him are the instruments to cut out the weak, treasonous cancer that is destroying us. When we no longer need them, we will give them tobacco shops on the Rue de la Huchette. They'll be very happy.
Hello. One moment. It's Claude.
Yes? I see. Get in touch with me this afternoon. You didn't tell me you kept me waiting to have coffee with a handsome American.
Claude was following him?
Yes, he and Claude struggled in the street after the attack. It is possible he might identify Claude for the police.
He won't.
How can you be sure?
Because he had the chance to identify me today at the police headquarters. And he walked right past me.
Yeah. Neglecting to identify you, but making a date for lunch. Resourceful young man.
Philip, he's a harmless, kindly man.
I suggest that perhaps he refrained from denouncing you because you have lovely soft hair, beautiful eyes, that you're young and pretty. And poor Claude is none of these things, you know. Come here.
You must keep Claude away from him. Please, promise me.
Here's something. I had no idea you were jumping up and down on the troops of the OAS.
Well, you said the left bank was excitement. I had to go find out what you were talking about.
You know, that policeman was right. Some of these people are, well, you know, they think they can turn the clock back 50 years. Anyway, I don't think they're gonna make it.
I gotta run you out, Joe. I got a date at 6.
Well, you have been busy.
One thing leads to another.
Well, I'll pick you up later for dinner. Or, is this for the whole evening?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't imagine we'll have much time. I'm not even sure she'll be there.
Well, I'll see you later. Huh?
Okay.
Good afternoon, Monsieur McKay. I understand that you were more successful with Mademoiselle Dumas this morning than you were last night.
You had me followed.
Yes, you want the girl, as a matter of fact.
Can I expect this kind of thing as long as I stay in France?
Oh, no, just until we get the killer or the killer gets you. But in either case, it cannot go on forever.
Look, I cooperated with you. I went through all those books looking for him. If I should by chance run into him again, I'll grab the nearest phone. Okay?
Yes, you cooperated where the man was concerned, Monsieur McKay, but there was a second choice. And that time you chose not to cooperate.
Simone had nothing to do with the killing.
She told you that?
Yes.
Did she tell you where her sympathies lie?
I don't care where her sympathies lie. I don't care about the whole war. I don't need your protection. And I can exist without a comic opera police force whose chief runs around in a tuxedo, frightening schoolgirls.
Did she tell you that her father was an officer in Algeria? That he was murdered? That his body was mutilated by the terrorists? Monsieur McKay, I think that after all, you should come along with me.
Where?
A moment ago, you mentioned something about the war and about the police force that makes a game of it. Undoubtedly, from what you have seen, your viewpoint was not altogether unreasonable.
Commissioner, I'm not unaware there are casualties in the bombings.
Yes, but those casualties are only figures in the newspaper accounts. Sir Therese. The fanatic who threw the bomb that blinded that woman did not mean to harm her. She just happened to be with somebody they hated very much, that's all.
Marie?
Marie. Paul? Is it you?
But of course. Aha! You were expecting somebody else, huh?
I wasn't sure, because I was thinking so much about you today. Are you alone?
No. No, I am with an American friend of mine, Monsieur Robert Mackey. My wife, Marie.
Very pretty. I keep thinking from one meeting to the next that maybe I get used to it. I don't.
We've only met 3 times.
Paul, at the police station.
I wasn't pretty there.
Yes, you were. Even there. Favrel's men were following me when you came to the cafe today.
I thought they would be.
Simone, why do they have your name? Why'd they pick you up?
Because in my classes I have defended the OAS.
Defended the terror?
Yes. Even that.
I don't understand. Why?
Were you ever in the war?
Yes, in Korea.
My father was a soldier.
I know, Favrel told me. Told me how he died.
He said that in all the wars he was in, he never saw the face of the enemy.
In the war of terror, you have to look at the face of the enemy while they're still alive and want to go on living. That's maybe more difficult, but necessary.
Why? Why is it necessary?
For fun.
Look, Favrel took me to see his wife this afternoon. She was blinded by the OAS. For France? I can't believe that if you saw her, you wouldn't feel pity.
Of course I will feel pity. I grew up with pity. The afternoon my father was killed, my mother was. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go into these things.
It's not the Paris you were looking for, is it?
I don't know what I was looking for.
Why did you come to Paris?
I have a grant to study architecture. When I got out of the army, took a job with the building and standards people. Fascinating job. I had to make sure that there was 17 inches between the kitchen cabinets and the stove outlets in all the new houses.
It sounds exciting.
One lunch hour, I went to the offices of a foundation. I told them I would go out of my mind if I had to continue measuring 17 inches between kitchen cabinets and stove outlets. I made you laugh.
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
I should get my train.
Did I see you again?
There is a reading tonight at the Lycée. Perhaps afterwards.
Okay.
Monsieur, no one goes up now.
You don't understand. I live up there.
C'est dommage, hein? It's all right.
God.
Is this the man I saw you leave the building with earlier?
Joe Workman. He was an American.
I'm sorry. You must have kept your date with Miss Dumail. While you were with her, somebody entered this apartment and placed the bomb, which, had you not been preceded by your friend, would have left you under that cement and that concrete. Last night, she leaves the cafe. One man dies. 2 deaths in 24 hours. Coincidence? Were you supposed to see her again? Miss Dumail and the low-grade mentality which put plastic explosives on that door, they are less important than the intelligence which guides them and controls them. But they can lead me to that intelligence.
Commissioner, I'm not a spy or an agent or whatever the hell it is you need. I have to go and tell Joe's wife that he's dead. I don't even know how to do that. After that, I just want to get drunk, that's all.
Right well I know how exiles feed on hopes. Know thou shalt pay full price for this thy folly.
Prosper, vaunt thy greatness, be bold and boast. 'Tis thy day.
Simone, are you leaving already?
Yes.
Excuse me. Yes, I think you're right. It's been enough of an evening. Suppose you do say your good nights now, and I'll do the same in...
Philippe, I'm tired.
I'm sure you are. I'll leave you at your door.
No, I want to take a walk.
Who are you meeting? The handsome American?
Yes.
Did you see him this afternoon?
After my classes, for a few moments.
Moments of some charm, I imagine. Strolling the streets of Paris.
Philippe, he's lonely and uncertain. Surely you cannot resent that?
Did I say that I resented it?
No.
Simone, you'd better wait for me for a few minutes. I'll drive you home.
But I said I would see him at the Place Vendôme.
He will not be at the Place Vendôme.
What do you mean, Philippe? You promised me that Claude would not go near him.
That's right.
Did you keep that promise?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you.
What's happened here?
The OAS happened, mademoiselle. But this time, for some reason, they got an American.
He's dead?
Yes, mademoiselle.
Robert! thought you were dead.
I'm sure you did.
You think I have something to do with what happened at your apartment?
Go away, Simone.
I came to your apartment and the policeman said that an American had been killed. I thought...
That's right. A poor, polite, studious American was killed. He made the mistake of falling in love with this beautiful, murderous city.
I'm sorry for his death. But I had nothing to do with it.
All right, then tell me who did. Tell me who else in this city knows my name, or where I live, or when I wouldn't be in my apartment. Who has my friend's blood on his hands?
I don't know.
Try to understand, please.
I gotta understand. We're all involved now. Avril has a sightless wife. You have a memory of a dead father. I have a memory of Joe Workman, covered with plaster and concrete. Why wouldn't I understand?
But I didn't want to harm you. I never wanted that.
Look, Simone, I'm not judging you, but you didn't want to talk to me last night. And this morning you came to the cafe because I didn't give your name to the police and you were grateful. We didn't have much to say to each other then. We haven't much now.
Last night when you said you were lonely, I couldn't stop. I couldn't communicate because I didn't know you. Because my life is what it is. But it's important to me now that you do not hate me. That whatever there is...
Becky, watch out!
Are the police gone?
Yeah. There's probably a couple of them downstairs trying to keep dry. Avril left me this.
You don't look at home with it.
You better answer it, Simone.
Hello?
Simone. Simone, you're all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Good. I was horrified to hear what happened. Claude must have lost his mind when he realized that he was trapped. There's no other explanation.
Yes, I suppose he must have.
Simone, are you alone?
Yes.
What happened to Mackay?
He left with the police.
Now listen, there's something you must do for me. Something urgent has just come up. I'm at Orly Airport, and I'm flying to Geneva in 45 minutes. I want you to bring me the passbook.
All right, I'll leave immediately.
Fine. Why don't you take my car? It's still in the alley, just outside your door. You should be here in 20 minutes.
20 minutes, then. Commissioner Favrel, it's Simone Dumel. Commissioner, in 20 minutes I will be meeting Toll and very attractive man called Philippe Tabor at Orly Airport. He's the man you are looking for. I'm quite sure he intends to kill me. The bank account, which maintains Philippe's section of the OAS.
Why are you so sure he wants to kill you?
Because I heard him talk to other people, whom he thought were unreliable. You can't go with me, you know.
Simon, are you in love with him?
I have loved him. For 2 years, I believed I loved him.
How very reliable you are, Simon. But I was afraid Orly might be a little too crowded. Did you bring the passbook?
Yes.
But not before calling the police. Give them a good, accurate description of me, of course. They'll be waiting for me at Orly for quite a while. We haven't met, Mr. McKay.
No. Only your field representative.
He didn't represent me. He represented something much bigger. A cause, which you have had the misfortune of endangering. I have never personally killed anyone. I have given orders, and someone else did the killing. They killed for that same cause which alone justified their existence, which alone justifies mine. It is not an easy thing for me to take your life. If you can, try to believe that.
Forgive me, Philip.
Simon.